Greetings, one and all. Welcome to Channel Other Doc. And I am Jim. I use he/him pronouns, and this is our short campaign of Urban Shadows Lex Talionis. It is an urban fantasy game that is powered by the apocalypse and set in modern-day Rome, Italy. I'm now going to do that thing where I check to make sure that I have all of my all of my things set up properly, because it's been a little while, and I just wanted to be sure that it is in fact there. All right, there we go. There it is. We're going to go ahead and go around and say hi to everyone, find out who they are and who they're playing. Today we are starting with Lynn. Hello.
Hey, I'm Lynn, she, her, and I am playing Mallory from the Tainted Playbook, also she, her, who is working a thankless job for a demon and is generating a hideous amount of debt, both physical and spiritual.
Excellent. Good. And now let us go head over to Alyssa. Hello.
I'm Alyssa, or Xander Slamilton. I am playing Manny. All of us use she, her pronouns. I love that I have now turned my online handle into a whole separate personality. I think I've been playing games with you long enough, Jim, that I've just adopted it. But yes, Manny is of the Fae playbook, and I had forgotten about this. I have one more corruption to go before I get to take a corruption move. So, what do you do when the Fae corrupts?
I can't wait to find out.
We'll see.
Awesome. And finally over to Sara. Hello.
Hello, I'm Sara. She, they pronouns. I am playing Kai, who uses they, them. Kai is the Oracle playbook, and Kai's had some visions lately that have been, shall we say, dramatic. And just leave it at that.
Yeah, just a little dramatic.
Maybe a fireball in one of them.
There might be something like that. Yeah, quite possibly. Also, unfortunately, our fourth player Katy could not be with us this evening, and hopefully all shall be well. She had basically stuff going on at home. Hopefully all shall be well, and that she will be able to return to us soon. But before I dive further here, let me go here. How does streaming work again? I keep forgetting. Like we do with other games on this channel, we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. So if we hit something that's crossing a line for one of us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, or make an X symbol, or hold up a card, whatever, and we'll go back and do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom video chat, and we will fade to black on it or put it behind a veil. And so it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. And finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let us know we're okay and that we're all good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it when we're moving into a difficult topic, or if we say or we do something and think maybe that might have been a little too much, then everyone else can respond to that again with an X, an N, or an O to let us know that we're still doing okay. We're also using the pause. If any of us needs to take some time, we can ask for a pause in the game while we discuss things, or just take a break for as long as anyone needs. As a reminder, a few content warnings. This game may very well include supernatural elements, corruption, debt, intimacy, crime, horror tropes, noir tropes, mild sexual content, and elements of the history of Rome. At any time, you can type that !CW in the chat to see that. That command also has a link to the content warnings for the game in a little more detail, so you can look at whatever, add that whenever you need to. Please remember, we have an open door policy, which means any of us and any of you can feel free to step away from this at any time if you need to. It is just a game, and mental health is always more important. But that said, we shall get on with this thing, and I have a recap. Which is good, because I need to remember what happened last time.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
That's fair, that's fair. This is only barely more than one page, this one, so hopefully we'll be good. I have a tendency toward verbosity, I'm afraid. Heretofore on Lex Talionis, Mallory, Manny, and Kai swung by the Corazza Dura Bakery in Trastevere to pick up a box of relics from the artifact importer Mia Vargas for Mallory to transport to the Wolves of Via Lupus on the Capitoline Hill. Mallory asked Mia if she'd heard anything about someone moving a pair of suits, and she replied that Anthony Giordano, the nephew of Mallory's fence, Al Giordano, had been looking to sell some newly acquired items of clothing that morning. The group left the bakery and headed back to the piazza of the Trevi Fountain for an appointment of Kai's to do a reading for someone named Erica. They entered a small office building used by Virgil Williams, a revenant who networks for members of Rome's supernatural community. Upon entering his office, they found Virgil in conversation with Roxy Everhart, an antique dealer who uses her knowledge of occult lore to create special weapons. Kai proceeded to the Overlook Room, a secure room overlooking Piazza di Trevi, where Virgil hosts meetings. There Kai met the individual named Erica, who told Kai that they'd recently broken a trust with people they no longer viewed the same way in favor of someone they cared about, and wanted to know if they were doing the right thing. Kai performed a reading for them, and as they attempted to perceive more about Erica, they had a vision of a terrible conflict in which the city was burning and the sounds of fights with bestial combatants pervaded the area. In the vision, Kai also saw the Fey tour guide, Jerry Thatcher, in a pitched battle with an unseen aggressor, and the bleeding form of an old man lying at the base of a broken Trevi fountain. When the vision ended, Kai elected to give a false reading with positive results, which Erica readily accepted, telling Kai this meant everything was going to be all right. After leaving the Overlook Room, Kai began to discuss the vision with the others there present, in the process revealing they'd experienced many strange omens recently, also telling Virgil that they'd recently found themselves in contact with Mafia Consigliere and wizard Delphina Jenna. Virgil immediately warned not to trust Jenna, and that she was in part responsible for his death. In further discussion with everyone, Roxy provided some insight on a few recent occurrences. She revealed that Virgil had asked her for a shield to protect against Delphina's magic, and that she believed Delphina must be on Virgil's hit list. She indicated that Olympia Fortunato was an Olympian, which, it's in the name, and that Nunzio, the one she'd requested Jerry Thatcher watch, was likely an Olympian as well. The one that Manny had requested Jerry Thatcher watch specifically. Roxy also mentioned she'd recently received multiple requests for weapons effective against angels. The group discussed Erica, whose last name according to Virgil was Valenti, and Roxy said Erica was likely to be a church-associated hunter. Finally, upon being asked about groups associated with Apollo, Roxy indicated that there was a separate hunter group dedicated to Apollo, but that she'd need to do some research to find more information on them. After the discussion, Kai, Manny, and Mallory elected to head to the privacy of Kai's apartment, where they performed the proper reading for Erica's situation. As they examined the cards, Kai gained a new insight into their previous vision. In the patterns of the cards, they beheld the city of Rome as it might appear on a map, with a well of power coming up from Trevi Fountain, sending lines of that power out to the southwest and to the west. Similarly, they saw lines of power trickling out from the Vatican, and slowly and subtly snaking its way counterclockwise around the city's edge. They beheld a surge of power and rage coming up from Capitoline Hill, and marching in an arrow-like line of power to the northwest, across the Bridge of Angels, and heading directly to Castel Sant'Angelo. As the last card hit the table, Kai saw a massive explosion of power rise up from the castle, taking an uncertain form with massive wings, whose shadow fell across the entire city. And that is where we left off. There in Kai's apartment. In that reading itself, as Kai had actually stated earlier, the tower was in that reading. And the final card of that reading was Judgment, inverted. Just so you're aware. So here we are. What are we doing?
The tower was upright, right?
The tower was upright, yes.
Okay.
I couldn't remember if it was. I was about to be like, hey guy.
Just checking.
Hey guy. What's the deal with that? I imagine we are all very hungry and very tired and just sort of sprawled across Kai's apartment and just Manny is just stuffing her face. Just
Yeah, I think we ordered food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. It's Kai, these cards, are they well, what do you think? You know, you keep having these very stressful visions and you seem very stressed.
You're not wrong.
So, well, what do you make of it?
Kaya just stands up, goes silent, doesn't say a word, stands up, goes into their kitchen and grabs like 3 full bottles of wine and hands one to each of us, and sits back down, uncorks it and drinks like straight from the bottle. It's just like,
Oof, that bad, huh?
All right, well,
yeah. So that's the level. That's where we're at.
Manny will follow suit. She reads the decorum of the room. She'll uncork and straight from the bottle.
Yeah, it's a cute apartment, but at the moment we are a little bit past like glasses for this. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're here pointing at the bottle they're drinking from. It's been a day and I don't know what the hell is happening to anything, to me, what will happen. I don't know. And that's not a great position for an oracle to be in. Not going to lie.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You said you saw Jerry in a vision?
Yeah, he had a sword and everything. Yeah.
Oh, great. Jerry.
He hasn't had that sword out in like 200 years.
Well, he still got it.
Huh.
He was fighting something.
This is Jerry Thatcher.
Yeah,
Where's the bow tie?
Yeah, the bow tie was in the vision. It was definitely Jerry. Yeah.
Okay, because again, swords are a little aggressive for him, so I'm surprised.
So the whole thing is a little aggressive. So maybe he's risen his tone to the occasion.
Why don't we start with the worst? What's the worst part of that thing? And then we'll work our way to the better parts. And we'll see if it's...
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of really bad parts to this. And Kai at this point is like bottle of wine in one hand, notebook and pen in the other. Mm-hmm. Making notes and sketching some stuff out. So we have some options for worst thing. I'll let you pick. We've got...
That's always a good sign when there's options.
There's options. We've got a big explosion. We've got a burning bridge. We've got a giant thing with wings. We've got... Yeah, that's kind of where my notes ended up last time. So do you want explosion and burning bridge? Do you want giant unseen thing that has wings? Do you want... Jerry with a sword? I mean,
if
city's
I'm
on fire. The fountain split open. We got that too. We got that to pick from.
Oh, if I'm honest, Jerry with a sword is pretty high up on my list of things that are bad. But that's valid. That's mostly because if Jerry has a sword, then things are really, really bad.
That's valid.
We're sure it's Jerry Thatcher.
It would be hard to mistake Jerry.
This is
all
true,
honesty.
But
I've only seen him once.
It is.
He's pretty.
It is Jerry.
Unfortunately, as forgettable and unforgettable at the same time as one person could be.
I am sorry. I hate it. It was absolutely Jerry. Jerry was.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Was Jerry dead?
No, Jerry was fighting.
I said.
So yeah, we got fountain split open, burning bridge, burning city, the Bridge of Angels burning specifically.
I mean, that's
that
fine.
One.
That's.
Yeah, I mean, there's other bridges. It's fine. And you specifically, I can understand would want that one. Big explosion, and then really big thing with wings. Didn't actually catch what it was.
No idea what. Just wings.
All I got was wings.
Horns, nothing.
All I got was wings, right, Jim?
Yeah. The actual the shape of the thing, you couldn't see the shape of the thing itself. It was kind of a sort of a shadowed thing. You could really only see its shadow. Which that doesn't necessarily imply what it in itself.
That's all I saw. Yeah,
it's entirely possible here. It's
and then part of the explosion was out of Castel San Angelo, so something exploded out of there. So we have some options to pick from what the worst bit is. I can't actually rank those; they're all kind of number one for me.
What would be on the step below then?
Step below from that. I mean, Jerry's the step below for me, though. That you said if Jerry's got a sword, we have a really big problem.
Things have progressed from bad to the bad.
Is Jerry good with it, or is it just like Jerry has a sword and Jerry's?
He was an exceptional fighter in his day, but he's also, he's just not. I don't know. The last time he picked up his sword, it was like 200 years ago. There were some issues. I don't even remember who it was. All I know is that if he has to actually pick up the sword, something has gone very wrong. He is the last line of defense on anything.
Because the feeling, honestly, what I get from Jerry is I could pick him up and drop kick him halfway across the block.
And he'd probably thank you for it when you're done.
That takes all the fun out of it.
Yeah, if he's got the sword out, then well, pass kicking him.
So second bad on my list, I would say. I mean, it's kind of all bad, but second bad would probably be. I'm gonna say probably the bridge on fire is actually not number one. It's probably more number two, because there's other bridges, but that has some concerning to me because it's the Bridge of Angels, and Roxy said something about people asking about how to kill angels, and that's just coincidences don't happen like that.
Yeah, that's probably connected to.
There were also animal noises and violence, so yeah.
I'm if you're gonna kill angels, you're gonna need some violence.
Yeah, that's true.
We should just take a swig.
Yeah. Well, is there anything hopeful in this, or good, or maybe just like
other than the dead angels?
I didn't see any dead angels. I saw the bridge on fire.
Oh.
Which, you can kind of imply.
Yeah.
Power lines coming from the Vatican. Something making its way over to Nomentano. That's not hopeful at all. I mean, we've got a fashion show tomorrow night. That wasn't in the vision, but that's hopeful, I guess. It wasn't part of the vision at all.
I mean, it's we're going at the request of an Olympian with questionable motives. So, I mean, good,
when your options
good
are
for the shop, good, great for the shop.
Yeah.
But Maroon, this is not looking good.
No, and I have some concerns about my buddy Virgil, but I've had those for a while. He just got more tonight, so
yeah. Well, Manny's just gonna take the biggest drink that she's taken yet, down about like a third, maybe almost a half of the bottle. Put the bottle down and be like, "Nice." What a day.
I think slightly drunk Mallory is kind of like, she has this look that she's like trying to like rack her brain over something. She's
Got something there, Mallory?
You had some sort of vision, right? At the
I had a couple.
yeah, the one at the I don't know, what was it? Something A Pantheon, yeah.
About
The
Apollo?
Hey, there's...
Shit, that's right. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, there was the Apollo thing earlier. It takes on really long.
Yeah.
God damn it! I knew that sounded for God. Shit.
Y'all, I gotta text Tom yet. Oh no.
That's why that sounded. God damn it.
Because she has to text Tom. That's why Apollo sounded familiar.
No.
I
No.
hope
Okay.
that's
No,
not a
no.
connection. I really do. Listen, I date whoever you want. Love, love is love. Do what you want. But I personally do not want to date an Olympian.
No. So
No. No. This has
um,
nothing to do with
Okay.
Tom or whatever.
No. She's gonna she's just gonna start typing and
that
texting
and
Tom.
the God that hunter thought of something. That's why. You see, I had a run-in with Elias. I think that's what his name. Another one of these assholes, like skulking about hunters, and got him and pressed information, and he said something about looking for an oracle. That's what it was. He was from something called Warriors of the Apollo. That's what it was.
Kyla almost says something and does that, and just chugs a little bit more wine. Okay, so the Warriors of Apollo bad,
Yeah,
Oracle.
Oh, it gets worse. It's.
Oh, good. It gets worse.
Oh, I thought we were going.
Okay, it gets way worse. It gets.
Oh.
I thought we went from worse to not worse. That was how this was supposed to go.
Well, I'm
whatever things
having a
gone
little
the way
trouble
they're
thinking,
supposed to go.
And this is place to place. Yeah, and yeah, there are apparently two more groups looking for this powerful oracle, which they always look for this sort of bullshit. And I didn't think about it. I didn't think any harder about it until that meeting today. I know.
Well, who else is looking? I don't know that I want to know, but I probably should.
What was it? Circle of Delphi, I think, was one of them, and something like Watchers of Thodius. Nope, that doesn't sound right. It sounded longer. The Theodosius.
Yeah.
That's there we go. God, that's those names.
Kai pulls out their phone and starts Googling.
But point is, there are three groups just sulking around, being shady as hell, looking for an oracle. Some powerful oracle or some weird. It all sounded like culty shit anyway, so.
Yeah, that does sound like culty shit.
Culty shit either ends up being important or most time not, and they're just chasing, mostly just to grab powerful thing or quote unquote powerful artifacts or whatever, but ends up being cheap shit most of the time.
You're going to be you're going to be Googling, and mostly your phone keeps popping up with this ad for an app called Anima that you can you get rid of pretty quickly. But it seems as though none of these hunter groups probably have a website. But you get a lot of, there's a big sea of various folks about Greek and Roman mythology, just different people talking about different things. So it's not really, you're not getting anything yet.
Okay.
But so you'd probably have to do a bit of digging.
Would it be possible to sort of flavor hit the streets as a Google search of
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's definitely a way you can start if you
Supernatural
want to do
internet.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would very much like to do a hit the streets, hit the Google.
So the interesting thing about Hit the Streets is that you kind of are wanting to get information from someone. Now, and you get to pick the faction of the person you're going to try to get the information from, and because that's sort of how the move works. So if you're not looking for, if in your mind you're not looking for a specific person, there are a couple different ways we can do this. One is we can just make up an NPC right now or use an existing NPC. It's like I want to find out from this person how, about this topic and hit the streets that way. Or you can say I just want to look for someone who might know about this and I'm going to roll with, this seems like the closest faction to what I'm looking for, so we'll use that. And then, and so that's another way to do that. How do we want to approach this? Do you have someone do you think you might have someone in mind, either someone already existing or someone we make up, or do you want to just sort of wander out looking for something under a particular auspice?
I'm thinking Kai's got other Oracle, not the Oracle, but other fortune teller friends. Whom I will name in a second as soon as something comes to me. But I'm thinking kind of an older mentor type character.
Okay.
Who maybe like Kai's talents are all their own, but they maybe were like, this is how you can advertise and this is how you can get clients and stuff like that. And it was well seated in the community so that when Kai showed up, they were able to they connected over, I don't know, an obscure Oracle deck or something. Sure.
Actually, as a side note, speaking of obscure decks, when you just did this more recent casting of the cards, did you use that special deck that Mia got you, or is this
the one that Mia said don't use underneath in the church?
Yeah, that said don't use in the catacomb, because I figured you're back at your apartment, so it would be there.
Yeah,
but I don't know if that's you. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's not the one I used with Erica, but it's the one that I used to recreate that. It was like right there or something.
Cool, excellent.
But yeah, older female character, name forthcoming.
Excellent.
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
Who would just Kai trusts implicitly to not BS them, and to also not like, hey, guess what my friend was asking about, on
right, not to gossip about it, basically.
Yeah, not to gossip about it.
Is this someone who is in who you think is in like mortality or not, or would be in power?
I think probably in power.
Okay. So this is someone who has abilities.
Yeah, she's got abilities. Natural of some sort. She, not like big witchcraft person, but she's got some skills. She does a lot of Kai doesn't do a lot of romantic readings, so they tend to send the romance business her way, and she sends the like get my life together business Kai's way. And
yes, well, that works. Okay,
yeah, let's go with that.
Stand by whilst I open a document. I must open this document. It is vitally important to the future of mankind that this document is opened.
Well, I mean, given the visions we've seen in this game, that might not be wrong.
You never know.
It is true.
You never know. Okay. Yeah, I've got a few possible things this person could be, so we'll sort of look in that way. Actually, I've got a great idea for that now. Or at least and by great I mean probably Well, maybe great for me. I don't know. So let's see. All right. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to roll with power that roll to see if you can find this individual. Ah, excellent.
11. Yep.
So this means that you get to mark power.
I already had it marked. So
then name who you're going to and roll with their faction. On a hit, they're available and have the stuff. On a 7 to 9, and so we're good. So they're going to be available and they're going to have the stuff. So I'm assuming you're sort of looking through various sites and what have you, and you end up probably texting this person.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Amalia, Amalia? Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. I imagine this is someone, as she mentored you, she probably has actually a fairly decent following. She probably has a I'm kind of imagining her being a little more public facing to an extent.
Yeah, she's actually got an Instagram profile.
And all that, yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Kai has a lot of their persona is wrapped up in not being public, so there's a crowd of mystery. But Amalia has done all the things you're supposed to do when you're running a business that's based on recommendations like that, have social media presences and all that stuff.
All right, cool. You're basically you're sort of, as you're casting about and you're looking for information on what specifically?
Warriors of Apollo seems to be the biggest problem, because Apollo's come up multiple times today and Warriors doesn't sound super great.
Mm-hmm.
So start there.
Okay. So she'll basically you'll be sort of texting her about it, and then after a little bit your phone's going to buzz again, and she will she'll say, hey, is it okay to call? ?
Sends back, yeah, can I put you on speaker?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Go for it.
Right. So, the phone rings and you answer. Hello?
Hey.
Hey. How are you? Kai, are you with people right now?
Yeah, I have 2 friends with me.
That is
the moment.
That is
good.
Manny
waves.
Manny waves at the phone.
Manny waves at the phone, not totally, just completely oblivious to the fact that no one sees you on the phone. No one sees you.
I worry about communicating some of this over the phone, but I can meet you in a bit if you like. But I can I have heard of these people that you are looking for.
Okay. I mean, you can, if it's a matter of trust, I vouch for these 2. If it's a matter of, is my phone tapped, that, today can't get any strangers, so I wouldn't be surprised.
And she will say, are you at home?
Yes. We have
Perhaps,
wine and pasta.
Ah. Very good. All right, I can be there in about half hour.
Okay, that's perfect.
Okay. All right, good. I'll see you in a
Thank
little
you.
bit.
All right, thanks, Malia.
And she'll be over there pretty quickly, but I'm wanting to know if anyone wants to. But if anyone wants to do anything else in the meantime, you're certainly welcome to.
I think Manny is drunkenly composing a very long text to Tom, but hasn't hit send yet because she can't undo the typos that is trying to explain. Like, it's been a very weird day. Like, she doesn't want to break up with him, but she's like, this is gonna. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it reads like a breakup text is the problem.
Do you want me to proof that for you before you send it?
Can you read it?
Yeah.
Even in the big font, I can't read it. She just like hands her phone to Kai.
Oh no.
Do it.
What's that emoji? The eggplant emoji. What's that one mean? He sent that one the other day.
Yes, a lot. Use it a lot.
We're not sending that in this, or maybe we should. I mean, that would be pretty funny. But
I try to be. I want to be serious, though. I need to tell him that it's kind of a, if once he knows all this stuff, there's no going back. You don't unlearn about the unknown.
No,
nothing's more serious than the eggplant emoji. So
is it a serious emoji?
Very.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I just he kind of, you can see, and you see like this string of emojis, and it's like these are very clearly sexed in emojis, and she has no idea what she's sending.
Okay,
she's like a clown on her end. She's like, see, I thought the clown was cute. I thought
clown, eggplant, clown. It's like, what the?
There's like a peach and the clown.
Tom must be so confused.
I don't know. He seemed to like it. I thought it was a nice touch.
Okay, I'm gonna fix your typos. So you got, wow, autocorrect didn't even catch that. Okay.
What's the autocorrect? Is that the thing that makes me say duck all the time when I don't want?
Yeah.
But why duck? Like, I'm very clearly not saying duck.
Question for the ages, man.
I mean, yeah, it's an important question. That's true.
Duck.
But that said,
there you go.
I think probably within about half an hour then,
that might be as long as it takes to get all the typos out.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Then you're gonna have after a little bit your doorbell will ring, and
I'll check, make sure it's Amalia and buzz her in.
It is indeed Amalia. I'm imagining sort of this older woman likes shawls of various types. Yes. I would expect probably dresses in fairly bright colors, but right now is dressed down a little bit because she's not working. Right, she's not at work. And I'm imagining she has a large sort of satchel over her shoulder that she uses with her various things. She has decks of cards and what have you in there. She will come in and she will nod to you. She will look over briefly and she comes in doing this thing very subtly, Kai, that you notice that she has because she's done it before in your presence. It's this little ritualistic thing where she kind of will sort of put a couple of her fingers up to one of her eyes, and it's a subtle thing, but as she steps in and she looks over at Manny and she nods hello. She will look over at Mallory. I suppose at this point I need to ask. Right, I should. People can leap in with this if they want, but if anyone wants to do name face to a name, then they can do that with this character if they wish.
Oh, it is roll for power, right?
Yes, it is a power roll.
I'll take it because I want to get another check.
I do. Yeah, I need that other check. I would like.
There we are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot to add one to the factions last time.
God, it is not.
After I marked them all, so I am definitely going to attempt. And I roll those Manny rolls, which is to say nothing.
Okay. So, and of course Kai already knows this person. But let's see. So Yeah, so Manny, I feel as though perhaps since we don't know very much about this character yet, we're creating it, but I feel as though Manny probably doesn't necessarily know her. Maybe you've heard of her.
She might have been around at some point, but I have no idea who this
She
is.
is. It's like the one. It's like, yeah. This person. It rings a bell. It rings a bell.
Yeah, like
Amalia.
yeah,
This
like,
is. Yeah. Mallory. So when you see this person, kind of for the first time here in the narrative, you have dealt with them before, and you can either learn something interesting and useful about them, or they owe you a debt.
Oh.
And you're gonna know who they are, and I'll explain in a moment. But which of those choices would you like?
Oh, I think you know what, let's go with information.
Okay. So Amalia has been an art student in Rome for a long time. She was actually kind of a she has done a significant amount of work with the French Academy up at Villa Medici, up in North Center, and she wants to gather people to foster their talents. She has the ability. She, among other things, she draws her own tarot cards, and paints, and she uses that medium, sort of the visual medium, to see into things, and places, and to reach things that an ordinary person would not be able to reach. And so it's something she is primarily funneled toward bringing people together. She seems to be somewhat of a follower of Venus, in a sense, at least in philosophy, if nothing else. But yeah, she is. When people talk about her sometimes and are talking about the supernatural community, she does sometimes get bundled in with the wizards. When people talk about her, she's a lot. But then a lot of people get bundled in with the wizards when they actually are sort of think of themselves as other things. So that's really sort of kind of just par for the course, really. But the other the interesting thing that you know about her is that she actually has been around longer than she's older than she looks, so she has at least that same ability that a lot of wizards do have, and that is to you know enough magic, you're in touch with magic enough, it can slow your aging down. So she's actually probably closer to she looks like she's maybe in her 40s. She's probably more like in her 60s. 60s, possibly 70s. So she's been around for quite a while. And also she has, from what you understand, in when she was younger, she worked a lot. She worked a lot with sort of portal images. And when I say portal images, I mean images that you can ultimately use as a portal to other places. This is not something that, from what you have heard, she has done recently. But she has done it. She has also, on a few occasions, part of the reason I would imagine that, one of the things that you also know is that probably Sharp has asked her on occasion if she would do a job like that for her, and she has refused. She will not do a portal drawing for him. but these are things you know about her. I don't know what your previous interactions have been like, but she will recognize you.
Yeah, I think as soon as she comes in, it's like still open for commissions.
And she sort of smiles, and she kind of was like because you know that she knows that it's not.
Okay, I think she knows. She knows who I'm asking about. She knows.
Yeah, and she says, "Well, only of a." She says, "Well, only of a certain kind." But
Manny immediately thinks this is having no idea what this is. It's like, is this like dirty artwork or what are they asking for here? Like Manny's just like.
I think she just definitely know who she's asking for. It's like it's probably like something she probably asked more than once before.
Yeah. She says, always happy to do something. I'm always happy to do something revelatory in one way or another, but mostly just for the mind or for the heart.
Yeah. It's too bad. Obligated to ask, you know.
Of course. How is the old bastard?
Still a piece of shit?
Well, that's some people I think find that endearing for
which is
somehow. Yeah.
From what I know, average, doing good.
And she will she'll just sort of nod. She says, "Well, I hope you're doing all right." And she looks over at Kai.
Hi.
So, hello.
Do you want some wine? Do you want some pasta? Do you want some bread?
I wouldn't say no to the wine.
All right, hang on. I got more. And Kai opens, and there's like a wine, like not obviously not a wine cellar because they live in a crappy apartment, but like a wine closet.
Hell yeah, wine closet.
Wine closet.
Yeah, definitely.
Walk-in vineyard. Yes, excellent.
The walk-in vineyard essentially, and pulls out another bottle. So we've had a day in our foregoing glasses. Would you like a glass, or are you gonna go straight from the bottle? I just figured I'd ask before I hand it to you.
Well, I don't think I'm going to need a whole bottle, but I'm perfectly happy to save you the step. It looks like you've had a hard day.
It's been a day. Hands are a glass. It's like a juice glass. It's not even a wine glass.
She's fine. She takes it. So she kind of sets her bag down and she pours some. Warriors of Apollo, eh?
Yeah, and while you're here, we've also got the Circle of Delphi and Watchers of Theodosius, something, maybe.
Okay.
Those
are familiar names. I'm not entirely...
Okay.
Oh, one moment. And she goes back. She makes sure to lock the door behind her. I'd like to ask you to turn your phones off while I'm talking, if you don't mind. This is something you've not really heard her ask for before.
What's the off button on this?
Have you sent the text yet?
Danny? Bloop. Yes.
Okay. I just didn't want you to lose all that hard work, you know?
No. Yeah. But what's the off button?
It's that one.
That's a button?
Yeah, you gotta hold it down.
Oh.
And then when the little thing comes up, you gotta slide it. Yeah.
Oh. Human technology just never fails to... It's just...
You have a little smash cut to Tom as he's sort of riding the train and he's just sort of looking at his phone and he's like, what the hell? He immediately starts texting. And
there's like eggplant emojis in the middle of it, probably.
Did you not take the eggplants out?
But,
it's going to look like that copy pasta that has all of the emojis in it, just like every 2 words.
It's just like... What was it? Sheriff Eggplant, like the little cowboy theme. There's a bunch of eggplant place.
Firework, Christmas tree. I promise to tell you everything. Heart emoji, dancing lady, the 2 twins that are also dancing.
Nice.
Like, it's supposed to be something like, this is very serious, and what I'm about to tell you will change everything, and like I need to know that you're comfortable with that before that I tell you, because it'll definitely be a lot to take in.
All right. Well, you will eventually get a response to that, but for now,
her phone's off, so Tom's gonna just like send it into the void.
So she comes in. She makes sure she shuts her phone off and she sets it down also, and just sort of stares at it suspiciously for a second. Then, she will look back up. So, I can tell you that the warriors of Apollo have been looking for some time for they've changed in some ways over the years, but they have they've been looking for some time for a particularly powerful oracle that follows the tradition of the Pythia. You're familiar with the Pythia?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they believe, from what I have been given to understand, I've seen them at work before. It is not good. They believe that the mantle of the Pythia belongs only to particular individuals that they choose. They wish control of that. They have particular ways that they seek that out. They believe that it is, from what I can understand, it is it is like a mantle that is passed from person to person. And so they seek out those who might have this power, more deeper ability to see things and understand, as the Pythia did. These are very militant followers of Apollo, and they have apparently they believe they have the means to control this, even though that is something they cannot. They do spend a lot of time fighting one of these other groups you speak of, these warriors of Theodosius. My understanding is that these warriors of Theodosius, they are another group that have interest in oracles. I do not know them as much, or as well. But I do know that they also, shall we say, have individuals in the magical community about them. These Watchers of Theodosius, I believe they're called. Watchers of Theodosius, sorry. So they...
Do they also want to control?
I think so. It makes sense. Until recently, I think they did.
Oh.
Up until just a few months ago, perhaps. It is it's hard to say.
Hang on. Did you say a few months ago? Like, we'll go month and a half, 2 months, about that time range?
I don't know precisely when.
Okay.
But last I had heard, they were... they had a... My understanding is they had a stronghold in... There was a rumor that was about. They had a stronghold in Venice that they used to control... That they use where they were keeping someone, and there was some talk about, so is it the Pythia? And this is what I hear from those who are in the Magia Nostra, who are connected with this. Hello, thank you for the raid. Hi. Hello. We are doing Urban Shadows, and we are talking about oracles, but and she takes another swig of her wine, and Amalia will say, so they have been in conflict. Back and forth, control of this has gone between them for a certain amount of time. Usually, any time someone with the mantle shows up, they can go after them. It is like a game of flag football in a way. There's what was this other one you mentioned?
Circle of Delphi, which somehow seems less ominous.
That's the original cult.
I believe, maybe not.
I think.
Oh.
Yeah. Although they've. My understanding is they are very peaceful.
Okay, then by default I like them.
They often get caught up in the middle of all of this. But they still have, some concern over such things. They try to, I think they try to help direct individuals with the mantle, but it is more. They're more hands off. But unfortunately, they.
So why'd you make us turn our phones off to tell us this?
That is a separate matter. There is someone listening.
It's the damn cat.
No, it's I don't think so.
Okay.
This is something I am still looking into. It is something I don't have as much knowledge of. But are you familiar with there is this app that is going around that people have been talking about that's becoming more popular, this Vex Anima?
Yeah, I got about 1,000 ads for it while I was looking for info earlier.
Yeah, it was Anima is what most people see it called, but if you look carefully, it is actually called Vex Anima, and she looks at Mallory and says, "That name should be familiar to you." Well, the name Vex certainly is. Mallory, if you think about it, because that's Sharp's rival.
Yeah. It's like, yes. I hear about it all the time.
So we turned off our phones so the app that we don't have downloaded couldn't hear us? Or...
I'm not sure how far it is that Vex is currently reaching, but she is trying to get from what I have determined, is trying to get something of a stranglehold on more of a virtual world, as it were. Or at least the connections through these, she says, holding her phone up. I'm not saying that she is in your phone, but I'm saying that she is trying to get into your phone. And
okay.
I just do not wish to risk that perhaps one of you might have accidentally clicked yes on something.
Kai just stares at Manny.
Also, yeah, I think yes is like...
I didn't take anything. I don't download the. I got the Candy Crush on there because it looked cute. But
are
it's not that fun.
Are you sure?
I mean, I could turn it back on and tell you, but I don't think it's. I don't. I don't. I'm not saying. I don't think. I would remember if I hit the downloads on a thing, though.
Are you sure there's those ads that say you download something, but it's not the actual thing?
They do that?
That is 100% something that she would do.
Did I download? She's wine drunk enough that it's like, did I download a thing? Are they watching me?
Who's Vex?
Business rival.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
That's not good.
So my head hurts.
I can fix that. I have that power. I can use some power.
I was just gonna keep drinking the wine, but okay.
Manny will stand up, which is not great. Bottle of wine in. Put her hands on her hips. Walk over to Kai and like get really close to them and like grab both sides of their head and like give them a very deep look.
Hello?
And then kiss them very tenderly on the forehead and use their fairy magic. Just a little fairy magic. Which I think counts as let it out to use my fairy magic.
So here's the
Which is advanced because I'm a conduit.
Well, you have a choice. I'm going to give you a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is one of your fairy powers. I presume you're using Nature's Caress or something similar.
Mm-hmm.
Now this would be a very minor use of it. Because you're not actively healing harm.
No, I'm just trying to make them feel better.
Yeah. So I don't feel as though I need to now. So whenever you use a fairy power, it says choose one. It says mark corruption. You owe your monarch a debt or suffer one harm. And I feel as though that's a little bit over the top for this. However, if you would like to let it out, then there is a chance that if it goes well, you might gain some sort of insight from it. So I'm going to let you choose. If you want to roll let it out, then perhaps a greater thing might occur, or perhaps a much worse thing, depending on how the roll goes.
Well, we know how well I roll.
Or you can choose not to roll, and you can simply over the next few minutes take away her headache. Take away their headache.
The temptation, though, to yeah. Well, we know how I roll, so dice gods be nice.
Well, here we go.
Dice gods were nice.
Dice gods were nice. So that was a hit on let it
Nice.
out. So you let out the power within you, and on a hit choose one and mark corruption. So you will mark corruption.
Which means I have hit the point of taking a corruption move.
Unless wait, I have to think about this. Someone had +1 forward. That was Kai.
That was me.
Oh, it was Kai.
Okay. So yeah, we're good. And you have already done well. Okay. So you get 1 corruption, and then you can, if you so choose, you can take +1 forward on your next roll, extend your senses, supernatural otherwise, frighten, intimidate, or impress your opposition, show that headache who's boss, or take definitive hold of something vulnerable or exposed.
I feel like there's a way to take a hold of something vulnerable, exposed that would lead to like helping to guide through some of these visions. So there's almost like a reinforcement of what they've been seeing.
So this is interesting, and you're not sure if it's just that. Oh, by the way, so you've got that point of corruption, by the way, so you can.
I'll have to figure out my corruption.
Do some shopping soon.
Wow.
Yep.
Nice.
That'll clear your corruption, so that you can take more corruption. So
I set my stuff up, then I got it.
It's interesting, I think, as you are as you're doing this, and you're kind of just sort of reaching forward to sort of take the headache away. Because normally what happens is you kind of, I think, well, what does this normally look like? Let's start with that.
I think normally using the Nature's Caress for healing stuff is very like it's very like the pastoral sort of image of like somebody with like healing hands that glow a little bit when they're, like they touch a wound and it heals, or like if it's something like a headache, hands on the other side of the head and just like same thing. Like it just feels very warm and friendly and for lack of a better word, motherly. But I think this time with the added, it's just like the tiny little tender kiss on the forehead was just to be nice. It wasn't necessary.
No, absolutely not.
But I think that might be what gets the vision power.
Do you normally see things? See the energies you're working with when you do this?
No, not at all. This is not Manny's specialty.
You feel something when you do this. And it's a little weird. When you reach for, you lean forward and things are sort of, it's like in slow motion, and it's almost like you're watching yourself do this, Manny. Mm-hmm. Maybe this is the wine, we're not sure. But you sort of lean forward to take away Kai's headache. And it's like you're sort of seeing this almost through, it's, normally it's like there's vision is swimming, perhaps a little bit. And sort of in slow motion going forward to kiss the forehead. And it's like there's a second Kai here.
Mm-mm.
It is Kai, but it is also not Kai. And it's a weird, almost dreamlike sensation. Because you ever know sort of in your dream, when you're in a dream, when you're looking at something, and maybe you're not looking directly at it and aspects of it change?
Yeah.
Or it's like someone can simultaneously be two people in a dream that you know? That kind of thing?
Yeah.
For a moment, you're not completely sure whose forehead you're kissing. When you make contact. It is Kai. But it is also something else. There is an energy. The Kai's energy is very different at this point. They have something else about them. And yeah, your mind is thrown back. It's confusing for a second because you're almost reminded actually for a second of the confusion that Duchess Gloriana had when she looked at Kai. Something is with Kai. And that is what you sense.
I think when Manny pulls back, she's just going to look at Kai and be like, first of all, I'm sorry. Second of all, did you know you have a twin?
What? No.
Manny's going to like take her hands away and just be like, there's something following you. There's something that's you, but not you.
Damn, you only had one bottle.
It's not the wine, Mallory. But also, Duchess Gloriana gave you a look too, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. And Charon pointed at me, and the Marshal, Herald, whatever, cranky dude of the gate said something too.
At this point, I believe that Amalia is going to stand up. She's going to bend down. She's going to look at you very carefully. And Kai, at this point, your headache has been bleeding away. You're actually starting to feel much better after what
Good.
Minnie did. But she looks down for just a moment.
What's my eyeliner smudge? Like, what do you?
No, no, the eyeliner
She
looks
says-
good.
Would you mind if I look at something?
Go for it.
And she actually is sort of almost, and you've seen her do this before, she has like a pad and a pencil that she just sort of, she carries with her everywhere that she's sort of sketching on without even looking at it. And she looks into your eyes for a moment. And, she just sort of stares for a moment. And she pulls back. Sets the pad down. You see she's drawn a figure of someone sort of shrouded on it. She nods slowly. And she looks sort of, kind of almost crestfallen to an extent. This confirms it, I suppose.
Okay, someone's gonna need to start saying something more concrete than "I didn't know you were awake," and this confirms it, and we'll stuff like that. So what?
I'm so sorry. I think.
Oh.
I think you are the Pythia. And I feel as though this might be a good place for us to take our break, as we are now like an hour 20 in. Are we good to go to break here? Real quick?
Mhm.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
That's a great spot.
We're going to take a break, and we will be back in a little bit. See you shortly. hello. We have returned. And a revelation has just happened to the effect that Kai is apparently the Pythia.
Totally fine. Totally fine.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine. And so now that has been revealed by your friend Amalia. She's just sort of looking very concerned at you. But she's going to give you a moment if you need a moment.
I think Kai definitely needs a moment and is going to finish that one bottle of wine and go for a second.
Oh, damn.
Back to the wine closet. So I have a lot of questions about that. Number one of which is, why did you say I'm sorry when you said it? I mean, besides the whole thing about everybody trying to fight over the Pythia and find them and all that jazz.
It's fair. It's fair. I sort of knew the last one, the last Pythia, off and on. It was a while ago, and I have not seen her for a long time, and we were not close. But the word was that she had been captured by the Watchers of Theodosius, and it is not easy, because this is the thing that they want. These groups want your prophecies for themselves. It passes upon the death of the previous one, and it means that now she is that apparently, as we suspected a month and a half ago or 2 months ago, she passed away. Which is why the Watchers got more active again. They're looking for the next one, so they can control.
Oh,
Okay.
so maybe they killed their previous golden goose and they're looking for the new one.
Okay.
I don't think they would have killed her deliberately, but sometimes
Yeah.
what their desires are sometimes I'm guessing somewhat rigorous. So
Point still stands.
Accidental murder.
they get hold
Who's
of
that?
sometimes of I have heard, you hear stories, and these are only rumors. I don't know for sure, but you hear stories sometimes that the Watchers, they will wear them out. They will
That doesn't sound
run through them
pleasant.
quickly. Sometimes. So ideally, they had. From what I understand, they had. They had Lena there for decades, at least a couple of decades. My understanding is that they must have gotten her around the turn of the century. Little after. perhaps.
Now that just sounds unpleasant.
Also, fun out of character fact, when you said turn of the century, I absolutely thought 1900 and not
Yes,
2000.
it's been 120
Honestly,
some odd years. Yeah. And remember also,
In
also,
character brain, I was
two-
spinning like, which
yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Century.
and for those
'Cause I've
watching in
seen
the
a few.
background, also remember 2000 is this is actually in the future when this takes
Yeah.
place, an undefined time in the future. So it's been longer than 21 years since the year 2000. But sorry, go ahead.
Oh, time is weird. But yeah, no, Mandy 100% was like, turn of which century?
Which one?
Because-
Which? Which?
Because I've seen a few. Presumably.
2,000.
And okay, so I'm stuck with this until I die. So what do I have to do stuff? Do I just see crazy things and bad stuff all the time? And that's like my job now, or
You figure out a way to live with it.
okay.
I'm not an expert on this, though. This is not quite.
Is there an expert?
Right. It's hard to say. If you can find the circle of Delphi, circle of Delphi, perhaps they might be able to. They might know more. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've at least run into the Apollo people today.
Was that girl an Apollo?
Yeah, I think so. Ileana, she was real creepy. Creepy's not the right word. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It had the symbol of a lyre on it, like the instrument, which is the big Apollo imagery. And that's when I got the Apollo run thought in my head. So gonna go with the fact that she's part of them. So cool. I was wrong. This day can get weirder.
Yeah.
I can try to help you in some ways. It will take time.
Yeah.
But, again, it would be... But the help I would give you is the help I know how to give, which is not... I'm in somewhat of a different tradition from what you are at this point.
Yeah.
So I don't know if my help would be best for you. I can try to... There are certain things I can try to do that might perhaps only delay things.
Yeah.
But ultimately,
Well,
you
for
want
the
to...
moment,
yeah.
I didn't know I was Pythian until 5 minutes ago. So how can people tell it's provided I don't run around with a name tag? Because I don't plan on doing that. Other than people getting up close and personal and examining me like you did, and you and I know each other pretty well. So is there any way for anyone else to identify me? Like, do I need to wear a funny hat? Or stay inside? Like, how do I...
Do you want to wear a funny hat?
I mean, no.
Yeah,
But
then
if
I
it's
don't think you should worry about that.
Okay.
There are
But
some people of...
How do I keep people from finding this out? Because if there's 2 out of 3 groups wanting to control... First of all, they can have these visions. I don't want them. They can... If I could take them and give them away, I don't know. I've had a lot of wine. But
well, consider it is a responsibility, but it is... Yeah, however...
What do you do with this, though? Like, what am I supposed to... Who do you warn about this?
It is a terrible burden truly knowing the future, and I do not envy you.
Yeah, I liked it better when I just bullshitted cards. But how do I keep other people from finding out? But again, besides not telling people, how do I... Is there somebody have like oracle vision that they can put me out of a crowd? Or
some beings are... Some beings have greater sight than others. Some can perceive more easily than others. It depends. There are certain... I suppose there may be certain signs people know to look for.
Okay.
The problem is I don't know what all the signs would be. What I just did required energy and me to specifically look.
Right.
And so I can help you against that. Other things I'm not so certain. If there are some who can just sense it, then I don't know how to stop that.
Yeah. Okay. It's been a real weird day.
I can try to. There are things we can try, but it will take a little time. I can try to do something that would dim the presence of the Pythia within you, but I don't know if that would be. I don't know if that would be good for you. Is the only problem.
Yeah, that's. I don't think that sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah.
I mean, not a bad idea. I'm not dissing your idea.
Well,
I'm just
I
saying.
I understand. No, it's
Yeah.
Just presenting it, but.
Well, for now, I paid that wizard a lot of money to put wards up on my place, so we should be safe here. At least for now. So that's exciting. Yeah, I don't really know what to do with this information now. I'm going to turn to Mallory and Manny and just shrug emoji at them. Like, Manny?
Well,
I mean,
if Duchess Gloriana is right and there's something going on, she wants to shut off the other world. We could. I mean, it wouldn't be ideal, and I don't think we could hide you with the Fae if we need to. But I would consider that a last resort.
yeah, I would too.
I would not recommend hiding with the Fae for long.
No.
But yeah, I don't know.
Then maybe we just take this information. We have this info now. This explains a lot about the last 2 months of my life. And much like everything else we've got going on, we figure out what to do with it later.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But in the meantime, you have to be more careful.
Yeah.
we gotta be more careful with you. But at least your visions aren't your fault.
That's true. It's not like, they didn't come from my brain. That's relieving.
No, they came from your other twin. The
Yeah.
other side of you.
They came from the thing. Yeah. So that's comforting. I didn't think these up on my own. That's good. That's always good.
Yeah.
So thank you, Amalia. That was not what I was expecting out of this visit, but thank you.
I just wish I could do more to help, but if you need anything, I can try to put something out with my my artist network. Some of them have some interest and influence in among different things, but this is ultimately whatever you do with this is entirely up to you to decide.
Yeah, and I think that's a decision that is not a right now decision. This feels like a no bottles of wine decision, not 1.5 bottles of wine decision. So
most difficult decisions of all, she says, raising her glass.
Yeah. Yes. Have you seen any suits lying around?
Oh yeah. Have you seen any really nice
Total
suits?
deflect.
And a what was his name again? Your friend Mallory. What was your friend's name?
Mr. Sharp?
No, the other one. The one that has the suits.
Oh, Al.
Oh yeah, Al. Have you seen an Al?
Well, I'm gonna see him soon, hopefully, so.
Well, if Amalia's seen him too.
Well, with Al, I'm not sure which Wait, Al, you're talking about suits? What kind of suits?
Giordano.
Oh, Al Giordano. I've met Al, but I'm not. I haven't talked to him recently or anything like that. I've seen people wearing new clothes the last few
Special
weeks.
suits.
Oh. Huh.
Let's just say you'd have to go to hell and back to get these suits.
Oh. I mean, if you want to tell me what they look like, I'll keep an eye on them.
Yeah, Manny will give just a short description of the two suits.
So, quick note.
Excuse me.
I'm just gonna look at something really quick.
Just like
so that I can
Kai did a complete deflection of like, okay, we're done talking about me now.
And new problems.
And there we go.
Other
problems.
The she stops you at one point as you're describing the second suit. Emerald shark skin.
Mm-hmm.
That's the type that it's sort of shiny when you sort of turn your look at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I think I saw Nicholas wearing something like that today.
Nicholas who?
Nicholas Voltaire. Have you heard of him?
Have I heard of it?
Well, now is the time for those who want to put this name to a face.
Yeah. Hey,
I was about to say.
Yeah,
I was about to say like it's not on the
naming of the faces.
Yeah.
Who we rolling with?
This is once again rolling with power.
God
Okay,
damn it.
well,
God,
we got
Yeah.
that one. All right.
gotta be.
Oh, I didn't roll bad. I rolled okay.
What is with Mallory knowing all this?
Mallory knows everybody.
Mallory is just like an encyclopedia for people.
Okay.
Which tracks with her job, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got 11s and a 9.
Well, it's
So,
weirdly connected. Well, not weirdly.
yeah, so the thing that so what most people know about Nicholas Voltaire, Nicholas Voltaire is a wizard for hire, very much a
God.
mercenary.
Ugh.
Also works with the Medici house, which is how Amalia knows him. And he is a he's very flamboyant wizard. I mean, for all we know, he could have been the one that put the wards on your place if you want, but
I'm good with that. Yeah.
yeah, he's basically
They rolled an 11. Yeah.
he's very yeah, he's very attractive. He has very much kind of a there are folks who sometimes will get sort of a low-key vibe off of him. He's very much a sort of about, to an extent, enjoying life, or at least giving the appearance of enjoying life. But he's so kind of he does sort of the rock star wizard for hire type thing, and so will generally, work for. He's very mercenary. He will work for whoever. Now, for those of you who rolled 10 or better, you get to choose between either a debt or an interesting piece of information.
I want a debt.
Yep.
I was gonna say that's a good choice.
Excellent. You each have a debt on Nicholas Voltaire, or the Manny and Mallory do at least. And if you want to think about, what it was that happened that required that you got a debt out of him, then that's always doable. If we want to formulate that backstory.
He just seems like the kind of guy that racks up a lot of debts.
Oh, he absolutely does. Like, he put up the boards on Kai's apartment and somehow still owes them a debt.
Yeah.
Well, remember, with Sarah, you just rolled. No,
I rolled an 11.
You rolled an 11. That's right. You.
Yeah. They got the 11. I got the
okay,
9.
Yeah. Okay. So somehow. So actually, yeah. The thing with Kai must have been significant if it might have been 2 debts originally, and it's now down to 1 debt.
I think probably it was originally 2, and now it's down to 1. Yeah.
So that would have been something major. Or either he screwed up horribly, or which is possible, or there was just something that, or he might have crossed a line of some kind, or there might have, or it could just be that you did something really significant for him.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. But so anyway, yeah, that's so. So Amalia is saying, yeah, I think he was wearing. I only saw him briefly, but I think he was wearing one a little earlier today.
That one, right? Looks like that.
Well, it was an emerald green. It was a green shark skin. It was the type suit,
Yep.
3-piece suit. So
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the same one, but I don't expect there are a lot of those around.
No, I don't make a lot of suits like that, and I certainly am not making emerald green very often, so it would stand out.
And yeah, so she said, yeah, I saw him at the I saw him at the Medici house. He was getting ready. He was going out to do something.
Well, he and I are going to have a meeting at some point very soon.
Clothes that he doesn't own, so he apparently didn't learn a whole lot about ownership and took the lessons on sharing a little too far.
Something. Well, so at least maybe he has that one. I don't know. I have not seen anyone wearing the other one that you were talking about.
All right. Well, we'll find it.
Maybe you'll have some knowledge on it, and well, you know what? Having more than one source is extremely helpful.
Yeah.
And my understanding, but the times that I've met, I mean, I don't get involved in that kind of business, but the last the times that I've met Al, he's been very accommodating.
Oh, he should be. It's good for his health.
She nods. So, she'll kind of basically, she'll probably hang out and chat for a few more minutes about just, nothing in particular, but we'll probably be getting ready to, starting the let me let you go type thing. So she's getting ready to
Are we good with the phones?
Up her stuff.
Oh,
Okay, can we turn our phones back on?
Yeah, we got
She'll ask at, I think Mel just asked at some random point.
And, Amalia will be sort of like, I can... It's not exactly my medium, so I can't be too sure, but I know that, I can take a look and see what I know.
Yeah, I should look and see if I accidentally downloaded that app at some point.
Mallory's gonna check and see if he got back to her at all about that meeting with Al.
Okay, so
Alan asked me.
As your phones have reactivated, so Mallory, you are specifically looking for, to see if you. So did you text?
I texted Al that I wanted to see his nephew.
Okay.
And It's best that you come as well, I think.
Okay. All right. So that being the case, I think now then I'm also going to ask for another hit the streets on this one, just so that I can get an idea of how effective, how well Al was able to find him.
That's mortality?
And that is mortality, yes.
Heck yeah, sweet.
Does that mean you're getting close to your own markings?
7.
7.
Getting, yeah.
All right. So, on a 7 to 9, you must choose one of these two options. Whoever you're going to is juggling their own problems, or whatever you need is more costly than anticipated.
You know what? Let's go costly. Let's just.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. So it comes in, and you see the text from Al, and he says, "Okay, hope everything's all right. I just spoke to him. He's at the he's in Borghese Gardens, over by the ferry circle." I can meet you there in a bit if you like.
Excellent. I'll be there soon.
Okay, and he will text back, "Okay." And so that's so you get that exchange. Manny, you are opening up your phone.
Well, which thing to start with, the app or the text?
No. You see, there are a few texts on here. Here from Tom.
Oh no.
But yeah, you can also try to look through your phone for the app. Although admittedly that may take you a while.
What seems like it'll take less time to
looking at the text will probably take less time.
Yeah, we'll start with the text. It's like, that seems the more important thing.
Because I know it takes me forever to find an app on my phone if it's not immediately obvious. So, no, Tom is basically, it's like, "Are you okay? What are you talking about? Do you need me to come over?"
Oh, I could have him meet me back at the shop.
Yeah.
Won't take me that long to get back over there, stinking drunk or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just
Be
be
fine.
like, "Hey." Yeah, I'll just have him meet me there, and I will explain everything then. So I guess now to search for the app.
Okay, that's gonna be in progress. That's one of those things where you gotta look through, you gotta go to the settings, and you gotta go to apps, and then you gotta cycle through the 9 million apps that are in there. Luckily,
I have the free weather apps.
yeah, there are so many apps, but I feel as though. I guess the question really, and this actually is really more of a soul-searching character question. How much stuff would Manny randomly click on?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh
In
no.
her phone? Would she be the one to, like, something pops up and she randomly clicks on it or not?
Oh.
there's a decent chance that she would be the kind of person to click on something just to make thinking like, oh, if I click on it, it goes away. Like if you swipe it.
Oh no!
That's how that works.
Oh god!
Yeah.
Not
God.
aware that not everything goes away by just swiping on it. Or
You swipe. It's like it's the thing on like that on my phone where it's like swipe one direction opens it, swipe the other way clears it or gets rid of it. Sometimes
yeah,
you forget what side.
yeah, it's
Get rid of it.
it's
No.
one of those.
Yeah, and I feel like Manny would of the three people here present, I feel like Manny would probably be the most likely to have it, because I feel like Kai doesn't have that many apps in the first place, it doesn't have enough on there to catch the spam, and I think Mallory, both Mallory and Sharp know that Vex is in the digital world, into the digital world, so it's not. Having that extra sort of protection on your phone.
Yeah,
having
he
a bunch of
probably
apps to
does
filter that
not
crap
shut
out
up
is-
about it.
Yeah, it's
so like
important.
it's on her mind like every time.
Yeah.
Like
So your phone's probably good. But yeah, Manny, yeah, as you're
oh no.
you look through it, you do eventually on the list of apps that are on your phone, you will see Vex Anima near the end.
Uh-oh. So how do you take an app off of a phone? Like, what do I gotta do? Do you have to, like, how do you, it doesn't have, like, an X button. See, there's no, like, the X means go away.
You're
Right?
probably going to want to do a clean install of that phone. Because knowing if you delete the app, there's probably going to still be something there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But if you
know
delete
how
it, then it
demons
should
work.
go away. That's how delete, oh, yeah, it's friggin' demons. Alright, well, what if I just got a whole new one?
Also works.
I think I'll go buy a whole new one tomorrow.
Also, make sure that your new phone does not have that pre-installed, because I know they like making weird deals like that, where it's on the phone already.
They would do
It's a
that.
pain in the ass. Yes, of course they would.
Alright, well, I guess I gotta go prep a phone shopping tomorrow then.
It's a big pain in the ass. Poor Maddie.
I thought I saw it on there once, and it's like, oh, if it swipes, it goes away. But then it didn't. I guess it didn't go away. Humans, just go back to carrier pigeons. Lettuce did not have magical demon problems.
Most likely
Most
you
of the
cannot
time.
possess a pigeon.
No, and even if have you ever tried? I would not recommend it. I know fairies that turn into pigeons sometimes. It never goes well.
Oh. Mm. Mm-mm.
Anyway, all right. I wonder
fair.
what does the app do?
Yeah, do we know what it does? Or is it just like Facebook for supernatural people?
Well, apparently, I don't know. It depends on how much you've looked at it. But I mean, actually finding out what it does would probably involve opening the app. I think that I will say that, Mallory, that this app is new, and so you probably it's not something you've heard a lot about yet. But it does not surprise you in the least that it exists.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could find out what it is by clicking on it, I suppose. That's
That seems-
entirely.
It seems like a bad
I mean, it's too
idea.
late now. Might as well check on him before.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose there's an argument to be made for not checking it in Kai's apartment, though, just in case, like, it has
Yeah.
Yeah.
some kind of tracking and could lead people to them. considering we know that they are essentially precious cargo in a lot of ways.
That's fair.
Speaking of that, Kai, what are you doing?
Drinking. Wasn't planning on leaving until... Wasn't planning on going anywhere alone for a while.
Yes. That's being the reason. She'll point to herself and Manny. It's like, maybe one of us.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta go deal with Tom tonight, but
Yeah.
I can see how.
You
that
want
would
some
be
water,
awkward.
Manny?
yeah, maybe. It might
Yeah.
be good to not smell like an entire bottle of wine.
Yeah, I'll get her some water.
Well, I'm gonna be doing some work stuff, so.
I mean, I should be good here because the place is warded like mad. So
Yeah. Well, good thing for that, because
Yeah.
Lord knows it could get dangerous.
yeah,
But
that is not a today problem.
no, it's not a today problem, but it's a pretty soon
It's a problem.
probably.
It's a pretty soon problem, but it's not a right now problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at least there's the Versace event to look forward
true.
to. Get dressed up, look fancy. We'll get you a. Oh yeah. Well, someone will take you over to the shop. We'll get you dressed tomorrow before that. But you also have other meetings. Don't you have to meet with that wizard too?
Yeah, I'm supposed to meet with the wizard, the mafia wizard. I think this wasn't so much an actual meeting that was supposed to happen, so much as the marshal of the gate said something about seeing me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like he would want to get into a fancy clothing event too?
Oh, he totally would.
Yeah.
It does, perhaps. Yeah, it is entirely possible that all of those meetings might be taking place at the Versace event.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to go through this alone, at least.
Good.
That's something we can guarantee.
Thank you.
But,
Mm-hmm.
That's better.
yeah. Oh, this water's really helping. Did you know water tastes good?
It tastes delightful, doesn't it?
Yeah. I didn't know how much water I needed until this very moment.
Here, let me get you some more, and I'll kind of keep feeding Manny. To the point of almost taking the now empty bottle of wine and rinsing that out and filling that up with water and handing it over.
Yeah, but you know what they say? A bottle of wine, bottle of red, a bottle of water. One wine, one water. Oh, wow.
Yeah, 1-to-1.
I feel better.
Balance. It's vital.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm going to assume that Amalia has taken off.
Yeah.
Already.
Oh yeah.
So it is getting a little late in the day at this point. Well, it's night already, so I mean it's not horribly late at night yet, but it's going to probably be there fairly soon.
Mm-hmm.
And so just to get an idea, Mallory, I know, has a couple of places to go. If you are you planning to do your delivery tonight, or are you going to blow them off?
She's gonna do delivery tonight, but she's gonna have to go meet me with Al and them tonight before I do that.
Before you do that, okay, all right. So yeah, so I assume you're making plans to head to the Borghese Gardens,
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't too horribly far away, and then Manny, are you planning to just head back to the shop, or are you or are folks doing any of this stuff together, or are you breaking off into your individual units and Kaya, I presume, is staying in the apartment?
Yeah, Kai's probably not gonna... They're gonna find something to occupy their time
Yeah.
at home.
I think maybe Manny will take her time leaving to make sure Kai is settled before she takes off, and then we'll head back to the shop. to
Yeah, I don't think
deal with that.
and the others want to be present.
Yeah. Kai will just settle in with sketchbook, trying to get as many details of the visions they had like down on paper before things might start to get a little fuzzy with the wine and all the things that have happened in the last 24 hours. So kind of put on some music and kind of sit down with sketchbook and pencil and some charcoal and get all that.
Okay. All right. So, I will offer real quick. Do we want to do one more quick break at this point, or do we want to just go through? Because I know the timing that we have. We've been at it for we've got like another 45-ish minutes. So I just want to know sort of how we feel.
If we could take 5, that would be great.
I'd be fine with it. That'd be great.
Sounds
Seems
good.
like a natural transition point, so we shall do that. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
All right.
See you shortly. We have returned. And now we must determine what we're doing next. So, I think I'm imagining. So we said I think Alyssa said Manny is sort of hanging out for a bit before leaving. Is Mallory also hanging out, or is Mallory leaping up and heading out?
I think once we have everything settled, she's gonna head out because she said that meeting point was behind me.
Did Kai ever do the reading for trying to figure out where the suits are for Mallory?
I don't think Kai actually did a reading about it. No.
Yeah, we might have. I guess there's 2 leads, so maybe once.
Okay.
If those things don't.
Alrighty.
This meeting, it might not be. It might, depending on how things go, it might not be necessary. Depending.
One never knows. Okay.
We can give Kai a well-deserved rest.
So, Mallory.
What?
Sorry.
Mm-hmm. I said, like, what other terrible things can Kai foresee?
Yes. What terrible things?
Ah, that face.
So, so Mallory, you are heading out, and you get back in your car. And it is getting late enough that traffic is starting to get a little bit better. It's never great, but it's, you're trying to, and heading away from Old Rome is always tricky. But I will say, when you get about halfway there, your phone buzzes again. And I don't know if you check your phone while you drive or not, so that is up to you.
She's irresponsible, so yes.
Okay, yes, all right. As you're doing that, don't do this. Don't ever do that. Yeah.
Never.
But you see that it's another text from Al. And he says, something's up. He's not here. I think he was trying something.
It's like all caps. Then where the fuck is he?
And then the text comes back. Getting his GPS. Because if he's got his phone on, then presumably. And Al will, in just a moment later, you get a one of those little map pins in the text, and it pins to Termini Station, which is for folks who are. Who would like to see the map again? This map, by the way, is available on Wiki Travel. Those folks have put that up online, and I added the notes myself. Anyway, that's where folks can find it. You get a ping, sort of down in the south area, sort of between Escalino, San Giovanni, those neighborhoods, and the south neighborhoods, and it's Termini Station.
I think she'll text back. Any ideas why he's there?
Can't be good. Don't know why he would try to skip town if that's why he's there. Must be major heat? Question mark.
I'm heading there.
Okay. I'll try to meet you there as soon as I can.
There's no reply back. I think she's already just...
All right.
Like, she's irritated that maybe this person's trying to, is in trouble or is trying to, skip town.
Yeah. So you immediately turn the car around, or in a different direction, to try to head down. Do you head down? This isn't really... I guess the most direct route would be down through Modern Center. And down down sort of through this area. You can actually, I think Termini might, the lines go everywhere, so that's I'm having a little trouble seeing where everything is. But you can get down there. It'll take you a little while. But you're gonna get there. It's probably gonna be close to I want to say like 11-ish at night. And I actually have a picture of Termini Station that I shall now display. Let me go ahead and do that so that folks can see it. I will move it on a little map here so that folks can see that. That image of what that sort of looks like, at least in the daytime. From sort of the entrance to that, it's a big sort of there's a big parking lot out there, and it's a big sort of beige to gray building, sort of for the entrance, and then it goes down, and there are a lot of different layers and stuff, so you can get on the different trains. But it's in the the sort of common area that you're seeing. You kind of run in, or you get out of your car. You go in. You go racing in to this station, and it's one of those things where there aren't a lot of people in here right now. And there are only like one or two little things open, because they do keep some things open because, this is this is going to keep going, this station, up until probably, I'm guessing, a lot of its business probably until like 2 a.m. And you can see him by a you can see him by a stand, a food stand, placing an order. And it's one of those moments when you're stalking in that direction, and he's sort of doing that, and he's looking around, and he glances over, and it's that moment where two of you lock eyes, and he bolts. He starts running in the opposite direction down this big, wide open area. What would you like to do?
I mean, I would like to just pursue, chase him down.
Okay. So you go running after him?
Dun,
dun, dun. And I think that what I'm going to call for here, as we have a chase going on, is I think I'm going to ask you to keep your cool as you are trying to, it's just like, you're trying to keep this all under control as this guy is, trying to dash away from you.
Okay.
So you're going to be rolling that, basically, which is rolling with spirit.
All right, let's see where this...
Okay.
7.
So, 10 plus all's well. On a 7 to 9, the MC will tell you what it's going to cost you. So... I think that you can There are two ways you can catch him.
Mm-hmm.
One is to take the time to corner him. But there's probably going to be doing a merry chase, and it might involve him diving onto trains down below. And you also diving onto the same train down below. And dealing with that and dealing with the people. He's gonna probably make it to a train by the time...
Oh, that's...
You get there on foot. Now, the second option, of course, would be... Say if you had a means of traveling faster... Like, with more powerful legs or wings, perhaps, something along those lines. Maybe you'd be able to catch him. Of course, that would mean you're doing it in a public place, but at the same time, not a huge number of people are here. It just sort of depends on which way you want to do it. Now, ultimately, either way, it's possible to catch him. It's just a question of which way you choose. That's up to you.
Oh, I think she is pissed right now, and she has like a day to find this thing. So we're gonna do it supernatural way.
Okay. So, do I take it that you are going to assume your demon form?
Hell yes, I am.
Excellent. All right. So, what do we see happen as you are pursuing this man?
You just kind of see Mallory almost disintegrate and at the same time kind of explode into like shadow and smoke. And kind of out of it comes like... let me see, where's my thing? Just like a being of eyes, maws, but made out of like solid shadow almost, with wings.
I would like to ask you to roll the devil inside. That's rolling with blood.
Okay. Blood. All right. Where is it? Just sorry. All right. Just gonna. With blood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's just 9.
Okay. On a 7 to 9, you choose one. Just once again, you are working a job for your patron, so you're actually going to get 2, and you can get.
I get corruption.
But
hell
if you mark corruption, you get 3.
Sure, why not?
So, what of those items on your Devil Inside move? What do you want?
We are going with demonic movement.
Okay.
Demonic weapons.
Excellent.
And game +1 armor.
Excellent. All right. So, as you burst forth this form, there aren't a lot of people here, but the ones that are all diving for cover.
That's fine. It's late at night.
You flap over. Actually, do you have wings, or do you, or are you just?
Yeah, shadowy wings. Yeah.
Shadowy wings.
Okay. Yeah.
You like just zoom over there, like like a zephyr, as you you manage to catch him before he's trying to hop a rail to get down to a lower stairs, and you just nail him as he's there, and you just sort of knock him off, and the two of you skid until you hit a kiosk that sort of wobbles back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And he's freaking terrified.
Yeah.
As you have him under you. He's like, ah!
Yeah. She'll pick him up by like the collar and then just slam him against the wall and just like pin him there. Anthony. I think you know why I'm here. I tried to do this the nice way. I tried to let your uncle talk some sense into you. I think you know what I'm here for. The suits, Anthony.
he's like, I'm sorry, they were very insistent.
I don't care who they were.
Okay. Oh God.
Oh God's not going to help you. It's just you and me.
So, let's see.
And you just have to decide what I want to do with you.
So I believe as though you're trying to persuade an NPC.
Yeah.
Through,
you know what? Let's go for broke. Let's let this thing. I am going to use one of my, because I need to catch up. I need to catch up for last time. I got to use a corruption move.
Ooh.
Or a tainted move. So it's fringe benefits. My corruption move. Mark corruption to drop the name of your demonic patron as if you rolled a 10+.
Oh, that's
Anthony, you know who I work for,
actually,
right?
Well, now keep in mind that is a corruption move. So hang on.
Mm-hmm.
So you picked that up already? Did you already get full up on corruption and be able to pick a corruption move?
Or do you only get that thing if you have corruption move?
Yeah. I think the fringe benefits, unfortunately, is a.
Shoot, I don't have that. All right.
You can still use his. You can still drop his name.
I'm gonna drop his name. Yeah, hell yeah.
And that'll probably affect it a little bit, but.
Okay. Is there anything else I can stack with this to like?
As far as this goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the tainted moves,
or
you had either Invocation, Don't Look at Me, Tendrils in the Dark Holes. I forget. I know you picked one of them, but I can't remember which one of the ones you picked.
Oh, okay. You know what? Let it out. We'll do that.
Yeah, you can let it out
That
if you
has
want to do
the same
something.
effect. That has the same effect.
Yeah.
Gets me what I want.
Sure.
All right.
You can totally do that, and that's
Hell
with
yeah, let's
Spirit
do it.
instead of because basically the difference here is you'd roll with Heart if you're rolling for just Persuade, but if you're rolling Let It Out, that's Spirit. So if your Spirit's better, I'd say totally go with it.
Oh wait, let me see. You know what? Actually, let me see. We'll go Spirit. Let's do it.
Let's let it out. You can do supernatural crap with that if you so desire.
Yeah. 10.
10. All right. So you can pick one thing from the list. You can pick two things from the list if you want to get a corruption.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell me sort of what effect you're going for here, and then what items you're picking from the Let It Out list.
I fight, intimidate, or impress your opposition.
Awesome. You totally are getting that.
Yeah, and take definite hold of something vulnerable or exposed.
Excellent. Okay, so and so you're spending the corruption on that, so you're getting corruption there. And what sort of thing? So what do you do? Are you doing a supernatural effect here of a particular kind, or what are you
Her
doing
touch
to help
burns like where she's holding him.
Oh man!
And she's just kind of let the wings kind of like you'll cover both of them, so it's like it's dark, it's black almost where he is, except for like the glowing eyes and mouths and stuff like that.
He's like, and he's just like, oh God! Ah! And you can see it. It's like sort of looking a little bit sort of the hellfire is reflected in his eyes a little bit of this, and it's sort of in there seeping into his soul a little bit, and he's going to say, this morning there are two sisters. This morning I sold one to that wizard, that wizard Voltaire, and the other one she was very, She's very insistent.
I don't care how insistent. Who was it?
Adrienne Legrand. And
And what did you get for it?
And he says, she released me. I owed her. She released me.
Released. From what?
I was...
Talk.
She was going to... I owed her for it. She was going to collect. She was going to... and he
Out with
basically
it.
said she was...
Now.
And, no, she threatened me. She threatened my family. I got a few goods from her a little while back, and I still owed her for it. But and today the bill came due.
Well then, I'll tell you what. That payment goes to me now. Unless you want this to end right now. I mean, I can still have your soul to play with, so there's that. But paying for right now.
He nods. I just sold it to her. I just got it to her here. It can't have been 20 minutes ago.
20 minutes.
I think she's working out of here now. I don't know. And he sort of gestures around. You see? And as the things that he's gesturing toward, you see there are a couple of sort of electronic billboards like this, and there are a couple of kiosks like this that are dedicated to Vex Anima. So Vex Anima are showing on all of those. And they are stations at which folks can get burner phones or other things to and download that app.
Yeah. You work for me now. And what you're going to do right now is contact them and tell you there is something more complicated with it, and either set up a meeting or a place before they head back.
Okay.
You're smart. While you figure out how you do it, I don't care.
And he will nod. He will nod. And I think at that moment you will hear back in one of the directions you just glanced a moment ago, from a little bit behind you and over your shoulder, a bit of a ways down the terminal. Not too far down the terminal. But hear a voice that says, "Oh, he'll have little trouble doing that, dear." And as you glance over, you see shifting, and you can tell that she is shifting from a smaller form into a bigger form. You see the face of Adrienne Legrand as she slowly as she is, well, not too slowly, she is growing dark talons and horns are sprouting from her head, and she is wearing a 3-piece burgundy suit. And we're going to cut there. and we're going to head over to Manny.
I hope it goes better than it's going for, or less intense.
So,
We'll see.
So Manny, you are you head back to the shop. I assume you've texted Tom to come and meet you at the shop?
Yep.
Okay. So you do that. And he will text back, "Okay, see you soon." And so you head into this. You head into the shop. The shop is closed, but you have keys. So you can kind of go in and do any sort of evening bits of things you need to do.
And go upstairs to the apartment, which is nice.
Okay. So you head up, and I presume you've got like a little sort of. There's a desk in the apartment.
Yeah, there's
and
a couple of the plants are up here. It's a fairly tidy but spare apartment in a lot of ways.
So as you head up, and it's kind of dark still as you're getting ready to turn the lights on, but you see over by the desk, you see as you come by, you see the desk, and you see on the desk is this little thing, this little thing of this thread, this sparkling thread. Well, sparkling changes depending on how you look at it. It's out there on the desk. And then seated a little ways from the desk, you will see Giuseppe. He's sort of sitting there, and he's just kind of sitting there. He's just sort of staring into space, really.
You hiding up here often, Giuseppe?
And he sort of shrugs a shoulder, and he'll sort of. I imagine you've got a couple of these chairs that sort of swivel around because it's more dramatic.
Of course, absolutely. For the drama.
And he will swing around, and you say, "Well, you wanted to talk, and I figured it was perhaps time to talk."
Yep. Just so you know, Tom is going to be here soon, so...
Okay.
You don't want to hang around for that, I don't think.
I can... I know how to make myself scarce when I need to.
Well, it's just, I think eventually the time has come to, either break it off or tell him what he's in for.
Yeah.
I think he wants to know what he's in for.
You got problems.
Yeah.
It's not just that. He says, gesturing. I remembered where I've seen that before.
Where have you seen the thread?
Someone I used to know worked with it from time to time.
So what happened?
A lot of things happened. It was the object of your questioning for the lady who dropped by, Olympia.
Oh. So she had this before. All right. Well, that's...
thread like it, yes. Not much. She used it once. It was years ago.
Where'd she use it for, though?
I'm not sure. Actually, it's so long. I was alive at the time. It was that long ago.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's hard to remember exactly what it was she was doing. She was making I want to say she was making a small... She was weaving something. Obviously, it was like a wall hanging of some kind.
But
there are things you must know, and but at the same time, things you must not know.
Oh.
There are things
so
about
like
that. I promised her this would not get out. And the thing is, I also know But your people have a thing going on also where you cannot say who she is.
Yeah, I think I know some of who she is, but, not the whole story. So whatever you can tell me, please
I made
do.
a promise I cannot say directly, but I can tell you some of it, at least. I can tell you some of the story.
All right. I'm listening.
She's, been around for a very, very long time. And, when she was in France for some time before she came back to Italy. I was alive. I was considerably younger. And it was an interesting time. But this was, I say considerably, fairly younger. 50s, 60s, about there. Things had been settled, well, things had settled down some after, after we finished kicking out the fascists for the last time.
Well,
And, we have, I meet her and she was different then.
like how?
And how she presented herself. She had other ways of appearing. Or making. She did not do what you can do, but she has had her own ways. But we connected on a very basic level, on a very pure level. If I'm going to go on with this, I have to ask you something.
Okay.
I need you to promise you're not going to tell this to Gina.
I won't tell Gina. I promise. And you know what that means to me to promise something.
I do. And you know that I would not ask unless this was important.
Time. Hold me to it.
This is a thing that I pray is never going to be something she is going to have to find out. I meet her as she was. It was electric. And she lowered her defenses for me, and she had not done it for hundreds of years. But, time moves on. I was also. And I knew she could not do this forever. But I wanted her to be happy. I wanted her to... Her ways of interact... She could not go back to France. We did not talk about why. But she is here. She is closer to home than she was before, at least. And she had a deep understanding of how to bring out beauty. I wanted her to be happy. I wanted her to be able to do this with others, so I get an idea. I remake her. I take some design things. I take from I look at, it's, I take a little, as I've seen Dr. Zhivago is out, I take a little from that. Jacqueline Onassis, a little bit of the look, and we present her. So she's no longer in need of the use of the magic for certain things. She's covered. She's fine. She's Olympia Fortunato. And I introduce her to Gianni. I introduce her. I've seen her run around those days with a few folks, including Gianni Versace. I introduce her to him, and they interact. They hit off very well. And she is drawn to him because, like me, he sees her as beautiful, but it's different. It's different with Gianni. Gianni was not interested in women. We know this, but he was interested in beauty very much. And I could not see her so much in quite as she wished, in that more abstract way. He could. And so things moved on after, well, in the way that they do. So the way that she, as she is now, I sometimes think perhaps I am responsible. For good or ill. And I hope it is for good. But
Sure hope
she
so.
is, she is further, she is withdrawn more, she is pursues this desire to mark what beauty is, and I don't know if it is good for good or for ill. But before we part ways, that, you see, we would not have, but it was too dangerous, she thought, and I thought perhaps I agreed. It was too dangerous. By the time, well, and by the time she eventually wants perhaps to come back, I'm with Marina, and it's a different thing. But we still raised the child that I had with her as ours.
Gotcha.
She is Gina's grandmother.
Yep.
It is not safe for Gina to know this. You
I-
understand?
Yes. Yep. No, I absolutely understand.
Olympia, as she is called now, thought so too.
Does it mean Gina has any of her?
She has not shown any. It's been, she's in middle age almost now. It is shown, but I sometimes suspected, occasionally, that she might have. She has her ability to draw out beauty, I think, but in, shall we say, a much more peacefully mundane way, I would hope.
Yeah, I would hope so too.
Occasionally
This is,
I worry if something is to, whatever to, well, it is the thing, is there is that side of that temper, if something were ever to break Gina, to break her heart, her soul, then I worry that it might manifest in some way. Which is why I'd keep her way away from any of this. You understand?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'd do about this Versace deal then. You know, this is Gina's baby at this point. You know.
No, and Gina is going to the event tomorrow.
Yep.
And
Couldn't keep her
Yeah.
away if I tried.
that is what I worry. I worry Olympia has changed her mind and has decided it's time. I don't know. I don't know what she is thinking.
I don't know. But I'll keep an eye on Gina.
But what she is...
Maron, I wish I still had
What
that bottle of
Olympia has
wine.
suffered through her life, I would never wish even a tenth of that on Gina.
No.
It is too much.
It is too much.
She cannot. It cannot. And he fades out as he's just sort of sitting there. Fairly quickly, actually, as he's just like
Oh.
sitting there shaking his head, and he just sort of is looking up, and then he fades out. And that's when you hear kind of sort of tap, tap, tap. And you hear, hello? Hello?
Yeah. I'll be right there.
Sorry, the front door was open. I thought you were... Everything all right?
No, I guess not really. She'll just go and bring him inside.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna want to sit down for all this.
And Tom will come up, and he's looking a little bit haggard, but he's like, he nods. And he sits down.
Well, this
I was
is
worried
never
something
an
had happened to
easy
you.
thing.
I couldn't
I
reach you for
mean-
so long.
A lot's happened today, specifically today. But a lot has happened in the last 400 years, so I can't say I'm surprised that this one day stands out.
Well, of course. Well, of course. I suppose so.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I don't mean in the metaphorical 400 years. I mean in literal 400 years.
I don't understand.
The thing is, a lot of the things that humans think are made up fairy tale, there's a lot more to this world than you realize. Other worlds, for one thing, but different beings, different ways of being. And
Things in the shadows.
exactly things. Not everything's shadows, not everything's bad, not everything's darkness, but a lot of it is. It's a lot of shadows.
Yeah.
I think that might have been what happened to your friends, is something with this, but I don't think it was my people specifically, which
Your people.
you know how I never want to talk about going home, and I never want to go back home.
Yeah.
It's because home is not, it's not Campobasso, like I said. It's not a small town. It's an entire other world.
Are you in some kind of trouble with someone? Are you hiding out?
Yeah, I mean, no, but well, you know how I never let you say the words I promise unless you're actually going to keep the promise? Like, that's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
And there's, I'll pick up, sometimes as we're walking, I'll pick up the bread that's at those little fairy boxes and take out of it, even though you're not supposed to, unless you're a specific. And she's just gonna blink and snap her fingers and use her fairy magic to turn into just like immediately just like change form into like a lynx. So there's just this cat just standing there where she was, and then change back. Just be like,
so wait a minute, you said a cat? Is that what you're saying? Or...
Yeah, like a big cat.
You just transform real quick. Okay.
Big cat.
Right.
Back to Manny. I don't expect you to totally grasp this, but
oh,
I am Faye, yes. And I'm not 36. I'm actually 403 years old at this point.
Wow.
This is not my first pass at being in Rome either. And I much prefer it here than in the Fae realm.
Okay.
That place where you say you hear whispers.
Oh, yes.
That's a gate to go to other worlds. So what you
it.
might be hearing is something from my world, potentially, or another one. There's quite a few.
Well, they said they're an angel.
Yeah, that's not. The angels are questionable. Right now, there's there's a lot of moving parts right now with angels and demons and werewolves and Maron, just about everybody, but yeah.
That's amazing.
Not how I was expecting you to react at all, if I'm honest.
Well, let me ask something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Are you attempting to try to make him feel a certain way about this? Are you trying to manipulate this at all in any way, or is this?
No, I think she's just trying to have this honest moment with him.
Okay.
It's like,
so he will sort of lean forward and be like, Fae, demons, angels. Huh. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But you did it, and I haven't been drinking, so
Nope. And if you'd like more, I could do it again. Be like a party trick.
Well,
I don't know why I'm trying to lighten the mood. It's not really
You sure you're 400? You seem to have about as much of a clue as the rest of us.
Yeah, well, what they say, get older and don't really get anything else, I suppose.
No offense. I just... Wow. But wait, you think that my friends might have been...
I don't know for sure, but it sounds like there's a lot of things going on that it could be connected to what we're...
I got a little more information, actually. I was looking, and but I suppose. Well, it doesn't sound like, from what I've heard, that I'm not sure. But that I managed to track a little more information on that limousine.
Oh,
Finally. Someone
That's
finally
good.
got back in touch with me. And they tell me that that from what I understand, it's actually, well, I suppose this was actually why the reason I wanted to also tell you that I think it might be connected to someone you know.
connected to who?
Professionally in some fashion, possibly. Apparently that limousine has been, I don't know a lot, but from what information they gave me about its routes that it had been hired on for its sort of semi-private, yeah, but its limousine is used by Versace.
Well, that sounds like it's all connected.
And I think that is probably a good place for us to close. If we are good.
Yeah.
All right, folks. So conversations have been had to an extent, and rumbles are about to happen. Quite possibly. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see where things go with this. I'm just very keen to see what continues to unfold. We are still roughly at the midpoint here, as I'm not sure which way things are going to slide, but they're going to probably start sliding fast once we get to a certain point. But we're going to go ahead then. We're going to go back around and ask folks to say if you had any. Well, first off, tell folks where they can find you, and feel free to plug whatever you like. And then any thoughts you have about this session, favorite moments, or what have you. And we shall go ahead and do that in our outros, and we shall begin with Sara.
Hello, I'm Sara, and my cat has been... Okay, you can go down now. You have been on... Thank you. My cat has been on my desk, like, most of this game, if you haven't noticed me moving her around. Anyway, hi, I'm Sara. You can find me on Twitter at Sara of Swords, and you can find me here. This is what I'm doing at the moment. So I don't have anything else to plug right now. And now my cat is trying to knock over a bookshelf, so that's super awesome. I really liked the session. I like all of these. I'm excited now that lore that I came up with like 3 months ago and just like slammed it into Jim's eyeballs and was like, hey, can I do this? Is now out in the open. So that's really exciting. And it does feel like we're building to kind of that House of Cards moment with everybody's plots and pieces where it's like, okay, how many more pieces can we stack on this before everything starts coming tumbling down? So I'm excited to see where that goes in the next few sessions. And Katy, we miss you. We hope you're back next time.
Yes, absolutely. Sincerely
Miss
hope.
Serena.
Sincerely hope we get Katy back. Just unfortunately, just life.
As you know, life.
Life.
But yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. I liked getting that lore out in the open. I liked seeing kind of how everything is. I can't wait to actually do the Versace party. I may or may not have an outfit picked out for Kai. And that's definitely more on the May side of things. So, yeah.
No, that is where we are headed. Is our I'm pretty sure that is where we're headed. As this thing culminates. unless I'm very much mistaken. Rather, a lot's going to come to a head at the Versace party.
God.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I can't believe it's all been the same day.
I know.
It's happening so far.
That's a thing that happens sometimes.
Yep.
I want to move things, but then I'm like, no, I must see them role play.
Oh God. Oh no. What was it? Oh, Mallory's had like 8 cups of coffee and like a freaking like bottle of wine in like one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Same day.
And
Mallory's
multiple
just
energy
college me on a.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, you need you need that fuel for a demonin.
Right?
You
Coffee,
gotta turn
demon
into a
fuel.
Demon fuel. Coffee is demon fuel. But now let us head over to Alyssa.
Yeah. Hi. So, I love this game. It's just so much fun. I agree. I miss Katy, and I can't wait for her to come back and join us. She's going to be in for some stuff. As for me, I am at Xander Slamilton on Twitter. I'm around on Twitch sometimes. If I am not here, I am Sunday nights on Praxagora Thesmiophoria's channel for Romance of the Blue Rose, which is just the most delightful amount of drama. And we definitely had a lot of kids coming back from summer vacation energy last week, which was perfect because then we had a fight with a terrible, terrifying hot vampire lady that we were all basically like, do I want her to kill me or what is happening? So it was a good, very, very good time. I gotta say, one of the top moments in this game, I think it's a toss up between Kai is just like, well, this might as well happen. I love that that's just their whole thing. And then Mallory going full demon on a guy. That was great. So I am excited to see where we go next.
Excellent.
And also, all this cat hair, my cat has now also decided to join us. Off
It's like just barely off camera, and they're shrouded by the green screen or something.
I know, just like a little bit poking in, and then a little bit not. Make up your mind. Are you on camera or off?
Which dimension are you in right now?
Exactly.
Awesome. And now finally over to Lynn.
Hey, God, this has been a damn blast. Let's see everybody. Like, I can't wait till Katy comes back and plays her, just to see what other like dramatic things have been happening on that side as well,
Yes.
and just like what the hell have you all been up to?
I leave you for 2 hours.
For 2 hours, and there's like, oh yeah, God, I love the just the whole texting thing with God, that was great. And poor Kai. They just like get so much bad news and like stacked on top of each other. It's a bad 24 hours. You get a lot of bad things. But yeah, curious to see where this is going. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm Lynn, Flying Cirrus on Twitter, Twitch. You can catch my art there and all the games and streaming stuff I do there. For next time you'll catch me is probably tomorrow for this on twitch.tv.saber for the season 2 finale of Embers in the Ashes, our Blades in the Dark game. Some shit went down last week, and like this next last heist is probably going to be a whole hell of a ton, because there's multiple familial vendettas happening. There's like going to be like this noble party and a poisoning at some point. We'll see, guys. It's going to be a damn lot.
Nice. I love it. Excellent. All right. Well, that leaves me. I'm Jim. I am a writer, streamer, and podcaster. You can find me at OtherDoc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I have links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and various other things. So on Sundays on this channel, whenever we're all available, we play Sunday afternoons. We play Dark Matter. That's the Mage Hand Press Dark Matter, not the Alternity Dark Matter, where we are about to wrap up our story arc finally of Ghosts of Saltmaw, which is Ghosts of Saltmarsh in space. And it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of sort of fantasy in space type stuff has been going on, and we're now on a planet full of brainworms fighting a psychic dragon. How can it possibly get better? I don't know. But it's much fun. Looking forward to the conclusion of that. So that is probably going to be this Sunday if we're all up to it. And then 1 week from today, more of this. Hopefully. Life allowing. We can see where all of this is headed. I see if we have Katy back, then it will be I feel a very there will be much Serena and Mallory focus, I think, especially early on in the episode as this goes. But also, I am appearing on the Tabletop Garden podcast that is currently releasing episodes of their actual play, The Great Molasses Flood, which takes place in 1919 in Boston, when there was a big flood of molasses that happened, actually. It was being stored in a tank. Tank exploded. A lot of death and destruction, actually. So it was not a fun time. But it was a fun campaign. So do check that out. That's at tabletop.garden. So let's see. At this point then, we are going to be heading out. I think that when we hit the end card, I'm going to send a raid. Let's see. I have a couple of options where I could send a raid. There's a channel called The Fey Realm playing Monster of the Week. I'm actually thinking about going over there. And Nerds with Dice is playing Rifts right now also, so possibly over there. Jillian is also streaming right now, so it'll probably be one of those three. But that will be when we hit the end card. Feel free to hang on and say hi to them with us if you are so inclined. But in the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and we'll catch you next time.